Yes, girl. Episode two. Episode two, girl. Here we
I'm
go.
excited. I'm excited. How you
Yes.
feeling?
I'm feeling good. You
You
look
feeling
good.
good? You look good.
Yeah.
Switch it up real quick.
We look real good. We cute. We cute. We put ourselves
We
together
cute.
well,
Yes, real well.
girl. So let's toast to episode two.
Of
Just
our
when I needed
podcast.
you.
Just when I need you.
Just when I needed you. So let's introduce what the topic is about.
All right. So just when I need you is we're gonna dive into friendship. Like we're gonna talk about how me and Janelle relationship connection, reconnection was just on time. Like literally
Right
just on
on
time.
time. Right
I
on
mean,
time.
I think this is the best title we could have put. Just when I need you.
Just when I need you, sis.
Sus, heavy on the sus.
Girl, I'm telling you.
Ooh, girl, your mug gets cute. Let me see.
They gotta shop. They gotta get them one of
They gotta
these.
get them one. Y'all gotta get y'all one of these.
Yes, but
How the
let's get
chickies
into
have it.
it. Let's get into it. Like, I feel like this is a great episode two for us because literally just when I needed you, like I just got out the military and I'm like, okay, I want to focus on things that I really want to do. And it's like, we both going through transitions right now. And it's like just when you needed me
Yes,
and I needed you is when we literally reconnected. I feel like we
literally.
gotta give a little bit of a backstory of how we reconnected. Like, what? Let them understand, like
I
how we
don't think we
know each
ever told them the story about how we know each other. Know each
other.
other.
Exactly.
All right. So me and Janelle, y'all, we met in high school. I think it was like 11th grade, right? Like 10th and 11th grade, around that amount.
One of them.
I started high school in 10th grade. So yeah, so around that time, we was lunch buddies. We was hanging out with our clique.
Ain't nobody messing with my
But
clique.
exactly. So we were just hanging out. We had B lunch, right? And me and Janelle also had a class together. It was our Spanish class. And so we was friends from high school. Now we disconnected because somebody, I ain't gonna say no names, wanted to be a skipper. And I was like, I don't want to get me a beating. So I was like, you know what? This ain't gonna work for us. We can't be friends. Because one thing about my mama, whew,
Ooh,
I was scared.
what's crazy is my mom don't play either, but I was risky. And what's
She
so
was
crazy
risky.
about that, and what made me laugh when you told me that was, I remember that I used to literally skip Spanish class. I remember that is a true story. So when you said it, I was like, yeah, okay. And
Girl.
I remember I got an F in that class.
Yeah. What you did. Tell the people. Tell the people.
I got an F in that class, and what I did was I went to Broward College, the library, and I tried to make the F into an A and then
Oh
reprint it.
Lord.
I rescanned it. I had a nice little A. No, I put a B on there.
Yeah,
I had a
B.
nice little B on there because I didn't get. I was A and B's. Like my mom did not play. I got C's in like math classes, but she was
Oh
aware
my
that that
goodness.
was not my good subject. But I needed to have A's and B's and everything else. So I
Right.
put a B on there. Gave my mom the report card, and then she calls me back in the room. She's like, "Jew, something don't look right." She's like, "Why this look?" So she put the paper up to the light.
Mm.
And I guess from the back, you could clearly see that it was an F on that paper, and I put a B on top.
Y'all listen. She might tell a joke, but she ain't gonna tell a lie. She
One
really.
thing about Miss K, ain't nothing gonna slide by that lady. She gonna catch it every
Oh my
time.
goodness. Our moms
So
don't play.
right, so it's
One
just
time
so
for Mama
funny.
K, Mama T.
Listen, they got to link. They got to link up.
They got to.
But what's so funny about you telling that story is like, okay, my friend, she's skipping class. I can't be rolling with this one no more. Like she ain't on the right track. And I remember that because I got an F in that class and I got in trouble for it. Okay. So yeah,
Our disconnection was so graceful though. Like it wasn't like no hostile. It wasn't like no rumors. It was just like, okay,
no,
we not aligning right now. Like you're doing something I'm not agreeing with, and It's okay. Like we'll curve back in if it's meant.
If
And
it's meant to be.
fast forward, y'all, Janelle reached out to me on Instagram, and she was like, give me some positive feedback, like, and she wanted to meet. She was coming to town. Was it like a graduation or something?
Yep, my sister's graduation.
Okay, so she was coming to town from California to her sister graduation, and she was like, "We're gonna meet up, y'all." Let me tell y'all about that day. I was working, and I was so determined to go meet up with Janelle, y'all. I literally ran to Five Below. I got this dress. Let me hold on 1 second.
No, now she got the dress. Ah,
I brought this dress from
that's the one.
that's the one.
That's the
Girl, I
one.
ran to Five Below and I got dressed in my car to go to the restaurant to meet Janelle. And that's crazy because we met in it was August
It was
or
in
June.
June.
June. Wow, we did so much within under a year timing
Yep.
already.
Yep. And what's so crazy about that day is I remember I was at my mom's house. I'm sitting on the couch. I'm like, okay, I gotta go meet up with Kaisha. And in my head, I was like, dang, I don't really want to go. But I was like, I wanted to meet up with you because I was just
Yes,
like, we had been communicating on social media, and it was just like I want to go talk to her because in that time, like I really was lacking true friendship, like
yes.
so when I saw you and I saw how much like you grew, and I'm like, man, like what happens if we could reconnect? Like, let me just see, let me take a chance. So
She
I
took a
appreciate
chance on me.
I appreciate that dress from Five Below. You might need to get that to me so I can put it in a frame.
I read that lady was like, "Where are you going?" I said, I have a lunch date. I have to go. I have to go." I dressed so great. I ain't never get so dressed so quick. I had my uniform all over the car. And I said, let me go in here. But it's so crazy because when we was talking about, you coming down, I wasn't even pregnant around that time either. So I didn't even know like the pregnancy was gonna come up. And then all I know is that you were transitioning. You was trying to figure out what you were gonna do once you get in town. You
Yeah.
was like it's gonna be a big difference from being inside of the army and then being outside of it. So it's like we didn't even discuss the podcast then. So like it's like
No,
everything was
that wasn't
already
even in the like thoughts.
conversation. No.
Like it wasn't in it, but the conversation was so good though. It was just such a like, hold on,
Positive.
let me turn my notifications off. I just got a bell, but it was so genuine, so positive, just like, and it didn't even feel like, oh, it didn't feel weird. It was just natural. Like as soon as we saw each other, it was so natural. Like
Yeah, it was. It was. And it is like one of those relationships where it was like every time we leave from around each other, it was refreshing. It started from the moment we reconnected. It's
yeah,
like I didn't walk away feeling heavy or nervous or was everything all right? It was just I felt alive. I felt ready to do what I
yeah,
need to do. I just felt like, I felt like a little woman.
yes, yes. It
Yeah.
really it be feeling like, when you finally get that adult friendship and you
Yeah.
know it and you could feel it. It was that. It was
Right.
that feeling. And fast forward to
Fast forward.
I moved to Florida finally, and I'm out the military now.
Hmm.
And tell them you have your group at your church.
Yes, I have Now Divine Connections. Yes. A
Yes.
life coach
So
at Now Church.
yes. So I joined that, and you did
Oh,
Galentine's
Valentine's.
a Galentine's brunch. Was it
Yes.
brunch? I think it was brunch.
It was a
And
brunch.
we went.
Aventura.
I picked you up,
Yes.
and we're literally talking in the car, and I'm telling you, Kaisha, you need to get on YouTube.
Because
Like
I
you should
was
be on
vlogging. I
YouTube.
was like, you mind if I
Yes.
vlog? Yeah.
I was like, you need to do a YouTube. And then I was like telling you how I wanted to do a podcast. And it was
Yes.
just like, you was like, girl, why don't we do it together? And I said, yes. Like, because for the longest, I was literally thinking, like, okay, I want to do a podcast, but I don't want to talk to myself. Like, I don't want to talk to myself. And then it was just like so perfect. Once you said, let's do it together, I was like, yes.
We literally sealed it in that moment. We said,
Feel
let's
it in
take
the
a
moment.
video. Let's
Yep.
document this because we about to do this.
We about to do this.
And what brought it up? Because we was talking about how we wanted to get out of our way. Like we had things that we felt was stopping us that we kept putting it off. And we like, we got to hold each other accountable. So let's do it
Mhm.
together because if we do it
Yep.
together, we're going to hold each other naturally accountable because we're going to have to hit these goals.
Yep.
And
And that's what can
where you're
happen.
strong at, I'm probably weak, and where you weak at, I'm probably strong. We can help balance each other out, and we literally took flight from then.
Right. And it's been exactly that. Holding each
Yeah,
other accountable, balancing each other out. And here we are. And we doing our podcast, we making a way out of no way. Like, we not playing.
we're not playing.
So let's let's dive into it. Let's dive into it.
All
So,
right, y'all.
importance of friendship for women. How important do you think it is, to have friendships as a woman, especially our age?
I think it is so necessary. I think it's necessary for us to have friendship, especially as women, because outside of a woman would be a man, right? And there's certain things that a man can't um understand. So
Yep.
like when it comes to our emotions, the way we move and our reasoning for things,
Hmm.
sometimes a man can't, most of the time can't really understand that. So it's important for a woman because I value like the friend. For me, I value friendship because it makes me feel like I'm not going through nothing alone. It's just like I remember growing up as a child and seeing like on TV. Like I used to watch a show called Girlfriends, and I used to just see how they used to always be there for each other or doing certain things. I'm like, when I grow up, I want friends like that, like where we can really do life together. And so I think it's really important just for your overall growth. You
Yeah.
need friends that we have different level of friends, right? You have
Mhm.
friends that you grow with from childhood, where y'all only know like bond from childhood. You have friends that you meet as an adult in kind of that middle space, middle high school, like sort of us met in high school. Now we're doing adulthood together. So I
Yep.
think friendships is necessary, especially girl time, because we need to wind down. We need to be able to,
Exactly.
relax. What do you think about it?
I think that for me, I feel like friendship is important for women because we need safe places. We
Yeah.
need a safe place, someone we could talk to that's, understanding because like you said, it's different types of friends, but it's also um, you know, there are relationships where in your heart that you should not have and
Yes.
calling friend. So you're
Yeah.
not a safe place as in someone to gossip with. You
Mm-hmm.
need a safe place as in someone who you could come to and say, this is what I'm going through. Like, no judgment zone. And
Yeah.
someone who's going to literally, they may not have the tools to get you out of it.
Right.
But they have the words to motivate you,
You. Mm-hmm.
to encourage you to get out of it.
Yes.
So it's important to have a safe place as women because you could fall into depression when you don't have real, genuine friends as a woman
You begin to isolate and you feel like I'm going through all of this alone.
alone. And you need those friends that's gonna pick you up, that's gonna help you figure out who you are in a
Right.
sense.
Sorry.
Like, because as a woman, if I see you've been in the house, you ain't going out nowhere, and you just not looking yourself, it's like, hey, Kaisha, you need to get out, come on, get outside. You need to pick yourself up, put yourself together. Like, we got work to do,
Yes.
those type of friends. And that's why I feel
Right.
like it's important because I had my time of isolation where I did not have no female friends, nobody I could talk to or call. All I had was my husband. Like you said, a man can only do so much,
Right.
so, and it does not feel good.
No,
It
it
does
don't
not
feel good.
feel good to not have anybody that you can
Right.
call and talk to when you
Yeah.
feeling low. Like, when you going through it with your husband,
Right.
not to have somebody to talk to, that is
Mm-mm.
not a safe place to be in. Like,
And
it's
that's
not.
why it's important to find that that sisterhood, or to have that, at least to start with that one friend that you could pivot, towards healthy relationship with women. One thing I do not like, that I know it comes from a lot of trauma based situations, but the narrative of women can't get along. I cannot
Mm,
stand that topic. Like when people say that or that comment, I understand it's coming from a place of hurt, because let's be for real, some women have dealt with betrayal. Some women have, opened up to the most vulnerable spot. No, I mean, to the most deepest parts of them. And some people have trusted people so much so to where once that person that they once trusted, told their secrets and betrayed them, it's hard to come back from that. So I get it why some women says that women can't get along and whatever whatever, but I believe there's women like us that can change that narrative, that can show that women can get along. There is a
Exactly.
safe space in women in our friendships. I think there's boundaries that should be placed. I think like one thing that we do, we're good with talking and communicating, right? So there's nothing that I'm going to talk about that's going to make you uncomfortable, and it's nothing that you're going to talk about that's going to make me uncomfortable because we know our limits. We understand each other, and I
Right.
think that's what's important in friendship is understanding one another.
Yep. And that literally goes into this whole safe, what is a safe place? Because here's the thing. Let's say you come and you tell me something. That's not for me to go pillow talk with my husband.
Right.
And
A
I
safe
feel like
place is
the
between
one
us.
thing women have that is a big problem that I feel like, because you hear a lot of women say, I have male friends, I don't do females.
Yeah.
The reason why I think that is because as women, we got to really understand what it is to be a safe place.
Yes.
Like I said, I'm not going to go tell your business to my husband because how do I know that you want him to know your business? I'm
Why
not going to
would
go
he need
tell
to
your
know?
business to my other friend who don't know you because I know that it really will never get back to you because she don't
Yeah.
know you. That's the problem that I notice in women.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's and especially that whole this friend don't know that friend, so I'm telling that friend business to this friend.
Right.
It's
Right.
like, come on, because at the end of the day, whether that person ever finds out that you're going back and telling their business, you know that you did that.
Absolutely.
You know
And
that
it's
you're
their
doing
business that you're putting out. And at the moment you do decide to open up and tell your friend business to someone, oh, maybe I'm just venting, girl, let me tell you, and you don't know her, so I'm not worrying about you. The moment you do that, or you even have to give that speech, you're crossing their own boundaries.
you
Like,
crossed the boundary. And but the thing is, why?
right.
My question really is like, why was it so important for you to have that conversation about me with this person that doesn't
And
even
it
know
changes
me?
nothing.
What is your motive?
Right. And it
Because
changes
that's not a
nothing.
true friend. That's
Yeah.
not a
That's
true friend.
not. That's not. That's not.
Like you
And
just
and,
need
and
something to talk about, girl.
it's like, how you gonna talk to somebody about me that don't even know me, can't change my situation? And if I felt safe enough to confide in you, how dare you? That type of
Right.
right. So we
And
do have to talk
men
about the safe space.
is that and I believe men do a better job of having safe places. Like I know for a
Oh
fact
yeah, for
that
sure.
my husband. Let's just use my husband for instance. If he talk about something with his friends, they're most likely are not going to lay in the bed and talk about it with their significant other.
Mm-hmm.
They're most likely not going to go talk about it with somebody else.
Right.
Like that's beta male energy. So they do a much better job of having safe places as men. So I do understand when I hear women say, I don't do females, I have male friends. But we got to get out of that. And like you said, women like us can change that narrative.
That's the point. That's very true. And
Yep.
one thing I can honestly say about me, and it's from any of my friends that's gonna be viewing this or watching this, is I haven't had a fallout with a friend in that sort of case of like betrayal or anything, because I value that so much. It's things that me and my friends have went through, going through, that I would never, no matter if we fall out or what, I don't care what you could have done to me. Once you tell me something, it is in and locked in. It's safe. That's a safe space. Like, I feel like if we would define a safe space is no matter where this relationship goes, whether we continue on friends or we're not, whatever I told you is safe. Like, it's what you call it, solidified. Like it's no
It's
way
still.
that, yeah, it's no way that it's going to come out. And I think that's what it is to have me be a safe space. Like, I don't have to worry about my friend
Yeah.
telling my business.
Exactly. And it's so important. It's one of those things where there's no argument for it. Like what's
Right.
real is real and what's fake is fake. And at the end of the day, if I tell you something and you feel like it's so good of a tea.
Yes.
Let me sip some tea. It's so good of a tea that you gotta go talk about it. I know that your intentions are not pure.
No,
That's gossip. That's the
no.
truth. Once you cross that line, that's gossip. It's just not healthy. Like, we got to do better as women with creating safe places for women.
I absolutely agree. So how do you think friendships contribute to our personal growth?
That's a great question. Mm. Let me use our friendship as an
Yes.
example. How does it help with personal growth? Okay, me, when I look at Kaisha, I see in her things that I want for me. Like, I want to
Vice
be
versa.
softer, nicer. Like, Kaisha's very careful with her words, and I'm a little bit, I don't be really thinking until after I say something. So that's personal growth. Like, I see in you where I could be better. You
Oh
know,
wow.
that's the
Wow.
goal with friendships. You have to align yourself with people that you wouldn't mind being like, because at the end of the day, when you hang around somebody enough, you start saying what they say. You start saying their little slang. You
Absolutely.
start moving how they move. You start moving your head how they move their head. You
Your
these
posture.
things happen. So why would you want to be in a friendship with somebody when you know that I don't want to move like that? Because it,
Yeah.
it happens naturally. Like,
Right.
I had friends where they would have a saying and now it's our saying because you said it so much, now I'm saying it. Like, so things like that. So it's just, I think friendships help with your personal growth because you're going to end up doing some of the things that your friends do. It's just
Yeah.
natural.
And I think with friendship, I think when I think about the personal growth, I think about the accountability that comes with it, that
Mm,
helps you to improve. Like you say, you see stuff in me that you wouldn't mind having. And I see a lot in you that, like, oh my goodness, that's a woman right there. Let me tell y'all, Janelle is firm, y'all. She is firm, and she don't understand that I really admire that about her. Like, she handle business, and even when she do her family time, she's like, I'm spending time with family. Like, she's just like so like she's like she put it in line. Like, I'm with my
yeah.
husband, like she, and I really admire that because it, like you, when you don't set like the line, like you, when you're not used to friends like being, very how would I say it? When you're not used to having friends that's very I won't say I don't want to use the word organized, but I don't know how to say it. But what I'm trying to
Trying to
say
think of the word
is,
for you. I be trying
yeah,
to think of the word for you. I
yeah.
can't think of
Because
it.
I'm trying to describe how you is, but if you when you not have when you don't have we're not used to having friends that set those type of boundaries, it give you a whole different outlook of a woman in general, like in a friendship. So now, like, I even see myself practicing it. Like, I was doing something with my baby, and somebody called me, and I'm like, well, I'm finna do bath child, my baby. I call you back. Like, it's like I said, look at Janelle rubbing off on me, like, because usually I
Right.
be trying to do everything at one time. Order is a word I'm trying to say. When you're not
Yeah.
used to a friend that have order,
Like that
it's
structure.
different.
Yeah.
Structure, yes. And I always tell her I admire her for her structure. Like, she's very structured. And I be like, now that's a woman right there. That's my friend. So it makes me want to, do better for myself. So that when personal development goes hand in hand, I would say.
Exactly. Yeah. That was a good question. That was a good question. That was a good question.
Look at my baby crying. I hear her
Okay.
crying.
Can you give us a personal experience about the impact of friendships on your life? So, a personal experience of how friendship impacted your life, but let's do a positive way. People want to hear negative. Let's do a positive way. So,
Right. Oh my goodness.
that's tough, right?
Yes, I have so many. I do. Um, I would just say in general, from all my friendships, the positive impact has just been the support. Like,
Mm,
I think the support has been a great thing for me, that now that I witnessed it, being a part of it, now that I could give to others. Like,
yep.
so like especially my pregnancy, I think that was the main time I really needed support the most. Like the girls from my life group, they came together, surprised me at the house. They always was texting and checking on me, making sure. I know they couldn't go through my, they couldn't really walk through my shoes what I was going through, but I knew they was there. So
Yeah.
just the support in that area, and also me being able to reciprocate that back to them, and then also like now Janelle, like I feel like I'm now leveling up in life. Like I'm becoming. And
Yeah.
also my best friend, Cece, like I admire a lot of things about her. So I say the positive, I would just say support. It's just a full circle of support.
Yeah.
It's my
Likewise.
friendship and have positive, yeah, the support they give me that I cannot give off to others. Yeah.
Yeah. I
What about
agree.
for you? What would you
Same,
say?
same thing. Everything you just said, it's the support. It's the support. Like it's
It's
nothing.
so
It's
important,
no
right?
greater gift that you could give a friend than support, in my
It's so
opinion.
important.
So but that brings us into the next topic: purpose partners. What is the role of a purpose partner, and what is a purpose partner?
Janelle is my purpose partner. Y'all make some noise. Y'all listen. Janelle is my purpose partner. Your purpose partner is a little bit next level. I don't
Mm,
want to, be in comparison of friendships, right? Because all our friendships are very important. We value them, like no one's better than the other person in the friendship, right? But when we go deeper into the purpose partner, it's someone that aligns with your vision,
mm,
um and where you would like to head. Everybody got their own interests in life, things they want to do. But if y'all can have like a common ground of where you heading, like for example, we both wanted to do what we're doing now. We're doing the podcast. And we have a lot of things that we also have discussed, and also things that we are working on that we both align with.
mm.
Now, the purpose of Purpose Partners, the reason we gave it that title, shout out to us giving titles. Okay. But the purpose of now that we have with Purpose Partners, we're gonna hold each other accountable. It's more than the cute pictures and stuff. Like we're really holding each other accountable all around in
Yep.
our relationships, whether it's we're just literally just doing life together. And hold I think that's the main thing with Purpose Partners, Jenny. I think it's the accountability, and
Yeah.
making sure that we staying true to ourselves and true to the vision that that where we're heading. I say that.
Right. And that rolls into the next question. What distinguishes a purpose partner from a regular friend? And everything you just said is exactly what it is, because you can have many friends, and like what if you have a friend that's a veterinarian? You don't want to
Yeah.
be a veterinarian. A purpose partner is someone who, you know, as far as the life look, y'all kind of align as far as like, what kind of interests you have, what kind of career you want to do. We want to get into
Yes.
this internet space and create a community, do a podcast. We align in that way. It's the same
Yes.
way as how, if you go to college and you meet someone in college and y'all are going for the same major, and
Yeah.
y'all become close friends. Now you have a purpose partner that's going to help you work through this. When y'all get go and graduate, this is the person that's sending you, the job offers. This is the person that's telling you, oh, go get this certification because this is going to help you with this.
This is a
That's
person
more
that's not gonna allow you to give up.
right, right. And then of course in friendship comes holding each other accountable in relationships, holding each other accountable, in other categories. But the purpose partner is someone who kind of more aligns with like where you going as far as your career, like as far as just how you move.
Yes.
Because all people that I'm friends with, we don't all align. I still have really good friends in the military. They can't be
Uh-huh.
my purpose partner because it's like, baby, I'm done with that. Like, I'm out of there. Like, they're more focused on their military career and going up the ranks and things like
Right.
that. So I'm just not in that space.
They're
But
still your
I can
friends,
still
but they're not your
friends,
purpose partner. Yeah.
right? And that's why, like you said earlier, you have different friends for different things.
Yep.
So that's exactly what you said. What a
And that's
purpose.
just like how we did start the podcast together. We talked what we wanted to do. We aligned. We sealed it, and we took off with it. And we've been holding each other accountable since then. And we also, in this process, we getting to know each other even better, which is
Wow. Yes. And that's the crazy part. That's the crazy part. Just getting to know each other even better, finding out how much we got in common as far as
yes,
even just like growing up. You know, you got a
yep,
bunch of siblings. I got a bunch of siblings. Like
yes,
those things, it's like it's crazy when you start really, really diving deep and understanding who somebody is, and you're like, oh my goodness, she understands me. Like,
yes, a lot, like a lot. Be like, oh my
yep,
goodness, we know we relate more than we thought, like
yeah,
that type of thing.
yep, yep. It's
So,
beautiful. It's
what
a
would you say to a person that sees what we're doing and they're seeing the word a lot, purpose partner? What would you say? What would you, if they say I'm looking for a purpose partner? How would you advise them?
first thing I think in a purpose partner is finding somebody who, when you look at them and you think about where they're going and it aligns with where you see yourself going, I think
Your
that's somebody that you
standards.
should at least look into making a purpose partner. I think everybody needs a purpose partner because you could go far alone, but you could go further with someone, you know, and
Absolutely.
with someone holding your hand, you know, saying, sis, let's do it, let's go. And not mean it doesn't have to be like us where we're actually collaborating on something. You know, you could have very well did your own podcast and I could have very well did my own podcast, but we could have still held each other accountable and we could have
Yeah,
still been purpose partners within that because we're both going in that same direction. Like I
absolutely.
know where you're going, you know where I'm going. Let me help you get there. Let me share these tips, these nips, these whatever gems that I'm getting. Let me
We're
share
literally
them.
lifting each other up along the way.
Right. You know, find somebody that is about on that same journey that you're going. That's
Yep.
to me is what I would recommend if somebody's looking at us thinking like, man, I need a purpose partner, somebody that's gonna hold my hand and pull me. You know, sometimes I'll pull Kaisha, and sometimes she gotta pull me. You know, that's what I think.
Somebody gotta be pulling at all times.
I'm telling you, somebody gotta be pulling. We got to stay moving.
How do
We got
you navigate? I'm gonna take us off a little bit because I how do in friendship, a part of friendship that a lot of people don't like to talk about is uncomfortable conversations. So how do you think what do you think is important about and how to handle uncomfortable conversations within friendships?
I think the first step is to actually have them because I feel like in a lot of my past friendships, I was never bold. I wouldn't even say bold or confident. Whatever the word that I'm looking for is, I was never comfortable enough to actually open up the
Mm-hmm.
comfortable conversation.
Comfortable.
So,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I would kind of just let it go, go, go. And maybe if it came up, then okay. But
Right.
the first step is to actually be okay with having those uncomfortable conversations and do it fast. Don't let the time go. Because
Yes.
what you'll find is when you have a true friend, it won't even be an uncomfortable conversation because
Yep.
we're already both going into this knowing she want the best for me and I want the best for her. We not going to do anything to hurt each other. So once you already have that knowingness in a friend, it's easier to open up. But until you have that, you have to be okay with saying when that situation arises, I'm not gonna hold on to it. I'm not gonna wait until it comes up. I'm gonna address it where it is. You know, maybe give it a day, but don't let the time go because
And then you also have to say like I'm not you have to make sure that you're not acting off emotions so quickly.
mm,
Because you sometimes your emotions will allow you to start like okay now you're gonna isolate, now you're not gonna you're gonna overthink things when something so small that could have been taken care of now turns something so big. And
yes,
communication is very important. I think what's important in friendship is actually knowing your friend, knowing how to approach them, knowing how to you just can't go at a person. It's not what you say, it's how you say it.
mm-hmm.
And so knowing how your friend receive things, you know your friend is gonna receive if you come off harsh, they're gonna get offended. Why do it?
Mm.
Also, give yourself time to understand your emotions. What is it I'm feeling? Why am I feeling the way I'm feeling? So when y'all have the conversation, it just won't be everywhere. Well, you can, or start off with an icebreaker. Hey, you my friend, because I value our relationship. I think
Mm.
that's a great start. I'd
That's
rather
powerful.
discuss how I'm feeling so that we can both get a better understanding. So moving forward, I don't feel like these conversations really happen. If not at all, honestly. Like for
Yeah.
example, we just had our conversation because we didn't even have a disagreement or anything. First thing we said was, let me tell y'all, I told Janelle, get on FaceTime. I need to see your face. Janelle, tell the people how you answered the phone.
You know how you put your phone right here, like so you can't really see my whole face. I put it like this, like
Mhm.
okay, all right, because it's like you already kind of know what's coming, but you don't know at the same time.
Yep. I said, let me see your face because I understand like the power of face expressions. Like you can tell so much about a person's eyes and stuff. So it's important, and I approached it very gracefully. I was like, I value our friendship more than da da da, and we were able to come to common ground. And let me tell y'all, the before getting on the phone was so heavy and the getting off was so light because why? We understand each other. We know how to talk to each other. We also know how to listen to
Mhm.
understand instead of
Right.
just listening to respond. So I think that's very important when communicating. Not the comprehending part, you have to be able to comprehend and also not just talk, just to talk. Like pause, allow the person to talk. And if you don't have an answer at that moment, just let it be. So I think we got
Right.
that pat.
We do. But you know what? Um, I wasn't that conversation probably 2 years ago would have went differently because I wasn't in that space to say, let me sit back, relax. Because I've always been
Straight to the point.
straight to the point, and I would always say, and this is the lie that we tell our this is the I hate this. Oh my goodness.
Tell
I
us, girl.
hate when somebody says, oh, I'm just blunt. Oh, I
Oh,
say what's on my mind.
no self
Because
control.
what I learned was most times it's true. They're just blunt. Because I was that person where I would just really just say what's on my mind, and
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't realize my tone, my neck,
Yeah.
when I'm doing that. And I wasn't most times I really wasn't doing it to offend or to come at, but like
Yes.
you said, you got to pay attention to how does your friend receive things.
Yeah.
And I never took that into consideration. And I had to learn to be like chill out because my mom is like that. My mom, she on fire. Like
That's
don't
a
play
moment
with
too.
her. And I got that from my mom. She like she's that. And I had to learn like that ain't the way. Like that's
Yeah.
not the way. You got to come into things with like calm down a
A
little bit.
sound mind.
I'm still gonna get what I need to say across, but I don't have to be first.
Yeah.
I don't have to be right.
Yeah.
So I I have definitely done the work, okay? Because I was not always like that. And I can look back on past friendships and see where I went wrong sometimes. Like why you got to talk like that? It's just like
Mm-hmm.
I had to learn that in my marriage, girl.
Yeah.
Right?
I
Listen, I
think that's
have
from a
a
single
good
moment.
husband. I have a great husband, okay?
Yes.
So, and when I say great, he really is. And I did not realize how harsh I was in my words with him.
Wow.
It wasn't until he tried to leave me, girl, that I had to say, God,
Hold on, wait a minute.
show me what I've done because I can't lose him.
Girl,
Girl,
I need you on the main line.
okay?
My boo
Get
was
on the
trying to
line.
leave.
I'm telling you, okay? So I had to learn, those things that you don't have to be right and tone
Yes.
because I wasn't thinking about those things. I've never been a person to be mean on purpose or to
Right.
be that way intentionally. It was just how I just came off. But that's no excuse.
Yep.
That's the thing. People want to use that as an excuse. Oh, that's just how I am. well, how you are is not always right.
Absolutely. Yep.
So powerful. Okay.
I think that's really good. You said so much. I love that. I love that because I too had to get from that mindset of, oh, that's just how I am. Because yeah, that may be true. That's just how you is, but that's not how everybody else is. And I feel like in many situations we always look at a me, 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 me. But in any relationship, whether it's romantic or just a friendship, um, it's two and not just one person. So it have to be a us thing, how the other person will. You have someone else to consider outside of yourself. And I
Yes.
feel like if you're that person with everything have to surround me, 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 then
Like you
you're
can't
not
ever be
really
wrong.
fit or in a space to really operate in true friendship, because then there that highlights a selfish part of you. And in order for any relationship to be successful, there have to be understanding with both parties and openness to
Yeah,
understand. Yeah, so that's
that's
so
right.
good.
That's right. I love that question. That was a good yeah. Yeah. So our next topic, nurturing and maintaining healthy friendships. Hmm. And I'm gonna ask you this question because I feel like you have a lot more friends. You are a lot more bubbly than me. So people are just attracted to you. So you, I think, are going to be perfect for this. Share some tips and strategies for nurturing and maintaining healthy friendships and purpose partnerships.
I would say just from me, how I operate and why I have so many friendships and stuff, and people do draw to me, which is true. But I would say always be there, be able to be there for others. I really prioritize that like a lot. Like if my friend need me, I'm there. Like I don't care what it is, in whatever way. My question is, how can I serve you? I'm a server naturally, and I love to serve my friends like in whatever ways I can. And I think for me, the ways I've been serving my friends is my time. Like I may not have things like the material things, but my time is how I nurture my friendships, like always being available. And also I had to learn about not pouring from an empty cup. So when I'm able to, to pour, I do. And when I'm able to when I'm not able to, because my cup is empty or halfway going out, I've gotten to a point where, which I haven't always been at this point, I got to a point where I can communicate, hey, I'm not in that space right now to talk about,
Mm,
or right
mm,
now I'm not the one for this conversation because I'm too battling in this. So just being available, I would say, and also reciprocating whatever it is. And communication is very important with any relationship. So in order to maintain, you have to be able to communicate. One thing I do not do is operate off my emotions. I do not do that because my emotions would tell me, cut her off.
mm.
Oh, she just like everybody else, you know.
Yeah.
And that's and I find what I find is that's not necessary to respond off the emotions. Your emotions are valid, right? Let's say that. I'm not saying ignore your emotions. Your emotions are real, but the way you respond has everything to do with how your relationship is going to move forward. So we
Mm,
can communicate about it. I'd rather us communicate and build forward. Or if we feel, okay, this is not suiting us, let's leave each other in a way of peace. It don't have to be, we understand each other, so it don't have to be chaotic. It don't have to be, oh, I hated on you or you hated on me, or whatever it is that, the narrative that could be pushed. I would say it would be communicate, be open to being wrong.
mm.
Like in a lot of cases in my friendships, I'm not always right, but my response is having understanding, like, you know what, I didn't see it that way. So
Yeah.
that's how I was able to maintain most of all my relationships. And nurturing is just being available. That's serving is have been my way of being nurturing. Like,
I love that. And what you said that really got me was you've learned how to, when your cup is not full, how to communicate that. Because you know what? Especially for women, a lot of
mhm,
times I'll see situations where you'll have two friends. One of the friends are going through something. The other
mhm,
one probably is going through something as well, but has never really communicated that to the other. So now this one keeps calling you to vent. So now you got this person feeling like, oh, this person keep calling me, putting her stuff on me
Mm-hmm.
because you never said, hey, this right now, the space I'm in, I can't even hold a safe place for you and what you're going through right now. So now here you go feeling like, oh, this she always calling me with something that no, no, no. If you don't want that, tell her.
Yeah.
Because you know what? It will be received well based on how you say it. Not,
Yeah.
oh girl, don't be calling me with all that. No, hey,
Right.
I'm going through my own stuff right now and
Right.
I gotta be honest with you. I can't even, you know, listen to you and support you in this time because, my cup is empty. You
Yeah.
know, it could
Let's
go two
revisit it
ways.
later. Let's revisit it later.
Let's
Like,
revisit it later.
or my main thing I'm always go for, and Janelle, you can back me up with this. I'm gonna say, let's pray about it. If I
Girl.
we gonna, I'm one thing I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pray. I ain't
Yep.
gonna hold back. I
Yes.
don't care where we at. Like, you can't sleep. Something's bothering you. Let's pray about it. I can't solve it, but I can pray with you. We can stand in the gap together,
Mm.
and that's
And
that's
you'd be
another thing. I
surprised how
pray for my
far a
friend.
prayer. Let me tell y'all, she is not telling no stories, okay? One day we were on the phone, and when we're in person, Kaisha always want to pray before we leave. So that's normal, like that's nothing. But we were on the phone, and she was like, "Let me pray for you." And I got off that phone, and I just cried because I never experienced that before. I never experienced me, venting and my friend responding and saying, "Let's pray." And then the prayer that you said, it was just so like powerful to me in that moment. And it
Yes.
was like, wow, you'll be surprised how far a prayer will go when you tell your friend, girl, let me pray for you.
Yeah, because I feel like most of us, um what happened is we feel that we have to have a response for everything. We have to be able to relate to everything. And sometimes what I come to find out is we don't have an answer for everything. We can't solve everything, right?
And we
If my
don't
friend
relate.
telling me she feel this way, I make sure not to dump whatever I'm going. When my and that's another thing I do. When my friends are venting to me or going through, I don't put my stuff back in, until if they say, okay, I'm having a stressful day, this
I know
happened.
exactly what you
I
because you
don't
ever
go
see them
back.
people that you tell them a story and they got a better story. You tell them a
Yeah,
sad story, they got a sadder story. It's like
like
this.
yeah, like hold on, we both can't be sad right now. I'm able to identify what position I need to take when
Mm,
communicating with my friends, and I don't think that's often just talked about enough. Like,
yeah.
don't pour if your friend already depressed, so don't be trying to be a sad puppy too. Like, come on now, somebody got to be
Right.
the big dog.
And the thing about that, what happens is I feel like a lot of times a friend will call another friend and they'll be sad telling their story, right? And
Hmm.
for some reason, we always feel like in order to ease their mind, we need to have something negative going on too. So now we're like for example, your friend call you and they talking about their significant other, what he done
Hmm.
did, and then you, girl, I'm so sick of them. Same thing with Will now. He done da 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 da.
It'd be like, hold on, wait a minute.
And then it's like it'd be a lie, like it'd be a whole lie. And I used to do that. I used to do that, right? And I used to be getting off the phone thinking to myself, man, I got a good
Put
man.
that energy in your
I ain't
house.
going through that. And just exactly putting that energy in my house. And we don't always have to have a sad story. We don't always have to relate.
Nope. Come on,
Let me
that's a whole
pray
nother
for
topic.
you. Let me pray for you.
Let me pray. Let's normalize that. Let me pray for you.
You know what? That's gonna be my new thing. If somebody call me talking about they man, let me pray for you. I ain't got nothing to say.
Yeah.
I really don't. Like, in other topics too. Like sometimes you just don't relate to it in that moment. And you don't have to always have a sad story to go along with somebody else's sad story.
And even if you do, just know that that's not the timing.
Not the time.
Like, that both can't be said at the same time. Now y'all talk about another day and your friend, y'all end up having to brush across it again, then
Mhm.
talk about it. But don't put a sad story with a sad story. Like, it's a Like, dang, I got the phone feeling worse. Like,
Right. Like,
you
this ain't do me no justice.
right. And I feel like some people do it just like you said, that work relate, like just so their friend can feel like they're not alone. But I think there's a different approach you could do it. And
Yeah.
like, it's not like girl, like you say, well, girl, when they're the this and that, instead of going that way, be like, girl, well, I think it's all about how you word yourself. Like, I think you can say something like, instead of not lying, but be like, I remember when such and such and I was actually going through, this, and this is what we did. This is how we bettered the
Yes.
situation.
Yes.
Just to
Yes.
gossip and bring it down. It's like, come on, girl. I called you now. Now I'm going to sleep with another headache.
Right. Exactly. We can't both be in that space. That's yeah, what you said, that's right. Can't both be in that space. And it's like, we all get there. Cause like I said, I used to literally be like, yeah, well now too. And it's like, no, you don't have to lie, girl. It's not it's a grown. I
Right.
have to grow up and
Right.
realize like, no, I don't have to relate, to everything. You don't have to relate to
Yes.
everything.
Another reason why I value friendship, because I know it's come from both of us. We have so many sisters, like biological,
Yeah.
and it's so important. Like, I feel like the sisterhood thing is thrown around so much, where it's like kind of overused, over abused. It's not really held with care. It's not really valued how it should be valued. It's just everybody got a sisterhood, and it's okay. Everybody got their own what works for them, but um in true sisterhood, and I think it's just really having that communication, that understanding of each other, actually learning each other, and growing. That accountability is very important. We can't stay the same. Like, if we're staying the same, there's something wrong that we're doing in this relationship, and being able to identify what it is
Yeah.
um change a whole lot.
Exactly. 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 So, that was powerful. I think that's a conversation a lot of people need to have more
Yeah.
about what friendship is, what is the different categories of friendship. And I just want to tell you, I'm so thankful for our friendship. I'm so thankful
So,
to have a purpose partner, just when I needed you, sis.
just
Just
when I
when I
need
needed you.
justice.
Just
Let's
when I
toast
needed
to that. Let's toast to that. One more toast.
you. Let's do it again. Powerful, powerful conversation. That's episode 2 of Chasing Perfection
Perfection.
podcast. Girl, it's great. Every time we talk, it's good.
It's good. It's
I
always
learn
good.
something new from you every time we talk. Every
Absolutely.
single time we talk. So let's close it out, girl.
Make sure y'all like,
Share
share, comment,
and
and subscribe.
subscribe to
Subscribe.
Chasing Perfection podcast, y'all. We got a lot of great things on the way. Y'all don't even understand. Like, me and Kaisha talk so much. We are working behind the scenes. Like, even when y'all see we go ghost on social media, that's because we working a whole nother social media.
Game time.
Like, we no days off. We are working hard, and we're so thankful for all the support that we've had this far on this, and we're gonna keep going. So I'm thankful. I'm living in a constant state of gratitude now.
Gratitude. That's
Like,
game
I
changer.
made that decision.
Yes. No
And
matter what's happening, pay it with gratitude. It'll all be okay.
exactly. So I'm just so thankful. But you go ahead
Thank
and
you
enjoy the
for
rest of your
watching.
night, girl.
You as well. Good night.
Good night.